What made you take 20 pregnancy tests? My period was 3 weeks late. I'd been nauseous every single morning for a month straight. My breasts hurt so bad I couldn't even wear a normal bra. I was exhausted all the time, falling asleep at my desk during work. Every single sign pointed to pregnancy. So I took a test from the drugstore. Negative. I figured maybe it was too early. The box said to wait until after your missed period, but maybe my hormones hadn't kicked in yet. I took another one 3 days later. Still negative. My husband Tyler thought I was being paranoid. Babe, those tests are pretty accurate these days. Maybe it's just stress from your new job. But I knew my body. Something felt different. Really different. I took 2 more tests that same week. Both came back negative. I called my doctor's office and they had me come in for a blood test. The nurse drew 3 vials and said they'd call with results. 2 days later, they called. Negative. Not pregnant. The nurse told me I was probably just experiencing hormonal changes and should wait another month to see if my period showed up. Meanwhile, my symptoms got worse. I was throwing up every single morning. My stomach looked bloated and swollen. I could smell everything from a mile away. Coffee made me gag. The smell of chicken cooking made me run to the bathroom. I bought pregnancy tests in bulk from the pharmacy on 5th Street. The same cashier rang me up 3 times in 2 weeks. She gave me this pitying look when I bought my 3rd 5-pack. Honey, maybe you should see a doctor, she whispered. Test 7, negative. Test 8, negative. Test 9, negative. Tyler started getting really annoyed with me. You need to accept that you're not pregnant. This is getting obsessive. Maybe you should talk to someone about this fixation. But I wasn't obsessed. I was genuinely terrified because if I wasn't pregnant, then something else was seriously wrong with my body and nobody was listening to me. Tests 10 through 15, all negative. Spread out over 3 weeks. I took them at different times of day. I drank tons of water. I held it for hours. Nothing changed. I went to a different doctor across town. A woman this time. She did another blood test and a full pelvic ultrasound. Found absolutely nothing. No baby, no cyst, nothing. She sat me down and very gently told me I might be experiencing something called a phantom pregnancy, when women want a baby so badly that their bodies create symptoms. But I don't even want a baby right now, I said. We've only been married 8 months. We weren't even planning to try until next year. She gave me this look like she didn't believe me. Handed me a referral for a therapist who specialized in fertility stress. Test 16, negative. Test 17, negative. My sister came over one afternoon and found my bathroom trash can completely full of negative pregnancy tests. She pulled me into the living room and made me sit down. You need to stop doing this to yourself, she said. You're clearly not pregnant. This isn't healthy. Maybe you should see someone about anxiety. But my stomach kept growing. I was up 2 full pant sizes in 6 weeks. None of my jeans fit anymore. I had to buy new work clothes because everything was too tight around my middle. Test 18, negative. Test 19, negative. By this point, I felt completely insane. Everyone in my life thought I was having some kind of mental breakdown. Tyler suggested we try couples therapy. My mom called me every day asking if I was okay. My coworkers whispered when I walked by, but I took test number 20 anyway. Negative, just like all the others. That night around midnight, I woke up in the worst pain I'd ever felt in my entire life. It felt like someone was twisting my insides with a rusty knife. I couldn't even stand up straight. Tyler rushed me to the emergency room doing 80 on empty highways. I was crying and doubled over in the passenger seat. The ER doctor took one look at me and ordered an immediate ultrasound. A tech wheeled in this machine and started moving the probe around my stomach. The doctor's face went completely pale when he looked at the screen. Mrs. Hayes, you have a massive ovarian tumor. It's about the size of a small cantaloupe and it's been producing pregnancy hormones, which explains all your symptoms. The tumor was so large it was pressing on all my other organs. That's why my stomach looked pregnant, why I was nauseous and exhausted all the time, why I'd gained weight. But here's the really crazy part. The tumor was producing a hormone called HCG, the same hormone that pregnancy tests detect, except my levels were too low to register on home tests or even standard blood tests. But they were high enough to cause every single pregnancy symptom. I needed emergency surgery that same night. They wheeled me into the operating room at 3 in the morning. The surgeon removed the tumor and my entire left ovary. After surgery, the doctor told me something that made my blood run cold. If I'd waited even 1 more week, the tumor could have ruptured. I probably would have died from internal bleeding. Tyler brought me something from the hospital gift shop when I woke up. A tiny onesie that said, "My mom is tough as nails." "I'm so sorry I didn't believe you," he said, actually crying. "You knew something was wrong and every single person told you that you were crazy." The pathology report came back a week later. Benign, not cancer, just a really weird hormonal tumor that perfectly mimicked pregnancy. My original doctor called to apologize. Said in 20 years of practice, she'd never seen a case quite like this. Said she should have listened when I kept insisting something was wrong. I kept all 20 negative pregnancy tests in a shoebox at the back of my closet. Not as some weird trophy or anything, just as a reminder that sometimes your body knows something is seriously wrong even when every single test says you're perfectly fine. We had a real baby 2 years later. Only took 1 pregnancy test that time. Positive.